Hi, this is Adam Smith here. I'm the consulting winemaker for Rouge Wines, and we're looking at a 2011 Syrah ferment from Brosseau Vineyard. Rouge Wines does a Pinot Noir from Brosseau as well, but this is another thing that Brosseau grows really wonderfully, is the Syrah. The climate up there is perfect because it's dry, and it's not too hot, but it's not too cold. They get a little bit of fog in the morning that just settles into the eastern pinnacles because they're located just east of the 101 near the Santa Lucia Highlands in Monterey County. So they get a little bit of that morning fog that settles into their vineyard and then blows off by midday. That allows them to get really optimal ripeness. So this Syrah, this Noir clone Syrah, which is just a very standard clone, but as you can see, this is the phase we're in right now. We picked this about a week ago, and I've been cold soaking it, keeping the temperatures below 15 degrees Celsius to get nice dark color and supple, even chewy tannins, and it allows us to stabilize and really see where our actual fermentable sugars are at, so we know how to go forward with fermentation. You can see here, after a really careful sort and stemming, we were able to maintain really nice whole berries. Hardly any of them are broken down. So we're going to get less seed contact, which means less astringency, and more just big lush fruit and floral aromatics, all that good stuff. A lot of skin contact here. This is still in the cold soak phase. It hasn't really taken off for fermentation yet. We'll probably start fermenting this over the next day or so. As you can see in the ferment, it's still there's still a lot of juice sitting on top. So there's no CO2 pushing the cap up. So it's just real soupy at this point. But the color is like unbelievable. It's just black, like dark purple, very inky. And I think that we're going to have a really, really beautiful Syrah from the Brosseau Vineyard in 2011. Okay. The other interesting thing about this ferment, this is kind of an old school Rhone thing to do, is, you can't see it at this point, but we punched about a bucket's worth of Viognier skins into this ferment. Now, the point to doing that is a process called co-pigmentation. The Viognier skins actually help extract even more color and more palate weight out of the Syrah. So that reaction of having just a little bit of Viognier skins in here really helps draw out even more complexity out of the Syrah. It's a very old-fashioned trick, and I'm not sure how often it's employed in the New World, but it was something that we really wanted to try here. So we put that in last night to encourage co-pigmentation, and we'll really start seeing even more color and better extraction without too much heat or too much, without overpowering the ferment with tannins. So that's what we did here with Viognier skins, and that was just a process of pressing Viognier that I already had in house. We pressed it dry and got all the nice dry skins out. And just dumped them in here and punched them in, and it's that simple. So once this is dry, we'll drain it, drain all the free run juice off, and then once we're done doing that, we'll dump it in the press and give it a nice gentle squeeze and press into barrels. Now the plan for this is to probably just use some 1-year-old oak. That's oak that's already seen some wine in it. That helps season the barrel so it's not too intensely oaky or sweet or charry. We want this to be all about expressing the vineyard and the fruit rather than being manipulated by oak. So this will see just some once used barrels. It will, once we press it, it will sit in barrel for probably about 15 to 18 months. Allowing it to just really develop in complexity. Syrah typically takes about a year and a half to really start showing those layers, and that just comes from sitting in barrel. The barrels themselves actually are porous and they breathe, and they allow a small amount of oxidation to occur that really allows the wine to continue to develop and get more and more interesting. So I would say probably 15 to 18 months into barrel aging, we'll taste it. When we feel it's ready to bottle, we'll pull it out of barrel and maybe do some blending trials and play around with it, and then it will be ready to bottle and then ready to drink probably about a year after that. So it's a long process. It requires a lot of patience, but it'll be well worth it.